All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? Been a long day, but how y'all doing on this Friday evening? This is the last Friday, if I'm not mistaken, in March. April will be in here on Tuesday. So I hope everybody had a great day. Hope everybody had a great night. I just wanted to bring and just talk about, the little girl that was found, and her father was found over there in Columbus, Ohio. I think he's still in the hospital. But we know what he did to her, and then chopped off some of her body parts and different things of that nature. Horrific. But she would have turned 14 today. They have a beautiful visual out for her. It's beautiful. The gifts and the things that they have, and they have, lighted candles and everything. And it's just sad. It really is. It's sad to know that someone can be sick enough to harm any child. But you're harming your child. You're taking her innocence. And then you don't only do that. And then you harm her in a painful way. And it's sick. But some people become so bold. And they said allegedly, it's reports saying that he called his girlfriend. And he told her to erase the videos on the camera. And she didn't. She called 911. She knew the little girl had been missing. And he also told her that he was over in Columbus, Ohio. And he had actually lived over there in that area. People go back to places they're familiar with. And she told the authorities that. They said people was mad at this woman. You can date people and don't know they're a monster. I'm sorry, you can. And we always want to say, come on now, Doc. She was too stupid, she couldn't see it. Have you ever been naive about something? See, we love to start pointing fingers at people. And somebody can fool you. See, because what they do, and by him being the father, they say he is the biological father. They gain the trust of whoever that child is with. And 9 times out of 10, they don't be with the mother. They be with their grandmother, godmother, or friend. They form a relationship with that person. And then they start to prey on the children. Same thing happened to when that Jarvis Butts case over there in Michigan. Same thing. They try to gain trust. In any way it is, it doesn't matter. And then get them to trust in them. And then those are the people that'll take you down. He was telling Squat to go ahead and end. And the Squat said, no, we're not going to do that. And Taylor and I talked about it. That tape needs to go to every training facility. Because those men knew what he had done, allegedly, they were saying. And they still didn't treat him like dirt. They treated him with respect, really. And that's how it should be. Because when you're a professional, and we always say, let the system do it. But we don't want to do the system do it. We want to do it ourselves. But I'm telling you, we got to do better. We got to protect our children. All places that appears to be safe and children friendly ain't necessarily the way it seems. It's not. Someone told me something, I'm not even going to get into it right now, but it's a place surrounded by all children, but they said it's underground there. I believe it. People get children to do a whole lot of stuff. And I hate to bring it up. But if you remember back in the war days, when we had our soldiers and stuff, the soldiers had to harm some little people because they was carrying them explosives. I ain't going to get in trouble by saying what it is because y'all know what I'm talking about. When you in the enemy camp, you don't know who they'll strap something to. See, this is the thing. When you're on my playground, you got to play by my rules. When I'm on your playground, I got to play by your rules. But it's a sick individual who does this. Now, does this surprise me? Because a biological father has done this? Not the SN part, But having to cut, yeah. You could do that to your own daughter. Now, and I know this happened. I'm in the field. But I always look back as growing up with my father. My father wouldn't have touched me or near another child. My father loved me. And now people are coming out speaking on that. I was looking at some podcast where a young lady, father was a minister her whole life. But he was also violating her. I don't care. That's why I tried to tell y'all to stop putting these people on a pedestal. Stop it. It doesn't make any sense to do it. Because they'll disappoint you. Even family will disappoint you. A family will lend somebody else, let's just say $1,000. They could come and lend me $1,000. If I don't pay them back on the day I say and call and say I don't have it, I'll pay you, they'll try to go down to the courthouse and sue me for it. But you got somebody over here ain't even your blood, hadn't done nothing for you, hadn't wiped your butt or nothing when you were sick, and you'll let them slide. That's effed up. It really is. I'm sorry. On all levels. So it has become a thing where you got to kind of treat family like they treat you. I know y'all don't agree with it, and it's okay. Because I told you, we can always agree to disagree. We really can. And I ain't going to be mad at you. But we're going to talk about these things because they need to be talked about. And everybody should have an open relationship with their daughter or anything. Their daughter, their goddaughters. You should have an open relationship where they're not afraid to come and talk to you. If you always flying off the deep end, they're not going to tell you anything because they're scared to. You can be the parent. And you can enforce rules and have boundaries. But you can also be a person that if your child was going through something, they would come and tell you. I would want my child to tell me before they told anybody else. I just would. We had an interesting discussion in one of my classes. And the discussion was, if you had a 9 or 10-year-old and somebody violated them and abortion was illegal, what would you do? My 9-year-old wouldn't be having no baby. I can go ahead and tell you that. But one thing about it, I would be like my parents were. My parents knew where we were at all times. They questioned, they talked, they didn't care. Our backpacks were not our personal. The only thing my father didn't look through was the persons, and he gave it to my mama and said, now you go look at them. You have to do that. Sometimes you got to go through those phones and find out that them perverts out there trying to mess with your baby. You just do. We got to get back to parenting and stop friending if we want to give our kids a fighting chance. You know, it's a wonderful thing that they're doing the visuals and that they are, you know, want to keep the little girl name alive. But we got to do something before these things start. We can't wait till they start and happen. See, we can help another little girl, but we can't help this one. And sometimes I know it seems like nobody wants to listen to you. I know you saying you get tired of calling 9 defect. But if you really, really think that a child is being harmed, you should never get tired of reporting it. Never. I'm going to say that again. If you honestly know somebody is harming a child, you should never get tired of reporting it. Make sure they hear you. Make sure you tell them. I'm so strong about stuff, I would call me a news conference. I just would. We got to figure something out about our kids. We do. We do. I love y'all. God loves you more. Y'all, this is Seeing It Unknown on YouTube and The Knowing on Facebook with Tia. And we're out on this video.